So you're starting a business, and one of the biggest stressors that I know is on your mind is all of the marketing materials that you are going through your checklist of, that you know that you're going to need in order to make a lasting impression. Well, today we are diving into just a few of that long list of must-have marketing materials. And a few of the things that we're talking about today, I'm sure aren't even on your list, because the traditional list includes some of the more well-known things, but these things will set the foundation for your brand's success. So today, we're only going to have enough time to talk about 5 of these essential items that every new entrepreneur needs and should have ready from day one. So get your notebooks ready, because these tips, my love, are golden. Let's get to work. All right, so the first asset that I think is really important to include on this list, even though this list is not completely exhaustive, because there is a pretty big list when you are thinking about setting up your marketing toolkit. And it's a toolkit that I recommend you put together because you're going to need to use it over and over and over again as you begin your entrepreneurial journey. And this first one is your logo. Yes, it's probably been on your mind from the moment that you came up with your business idea. It is often one that I know entrepreneurs think of. I know I did immediately, because it is the cornerstone of your marketing toolkit. It's amazing when it comes to being able to brand you, being able to let people know who you are, but it's instantly recognizable and should ultimately reflect your brand and your values and your style. So I oftentimes get the question, should you do your logo yourself? And I am kind of on the fence with that answer. I mean, my businesses, I was always the one that did my logo myself. It was a DIY logo to kind of get me started. And then after things kind of got moving and I secured and really solidified my customer, determined my color palette, and really chose all of the colors that were going to be associated with my brand, I did hire someone to kind of create a logo for me. Today, I would probably say there's no need for you to do it yourself. There are so many amazing design tools that can keep creating a logo cost effective for you. I mean, even Canva, for God's sake, has some amazing logo templates that you can really truly DIY and customize it yourself and give yourself that brand and that professional presence that you're looking for. But the logo will pretty much appear on everything that you put together, from your website to your packaging to your email signature to everything else that's a part of your marketing toolkit. And that's why I put this one at number 1. Even though it's a well-known one, it's really truly critical, and it's just completely important for creating that cohesive look that you want in your business. So definitely put your logo at the top of your list. And if you don't have time or money to do anything else, the logo has to be done. Professionally, I would say the color that you choose is a psychological decision. And that means that you really have to understand your audience. Oftentimes people will choose colors based upon their own preferences, right? So what's my favorite color, or what's my kid's favorite color? And I'm going to tell you that if your favorite color happens to match that of your ideal customer, then go for it. But ultimately, color psychology is a thing, and it has to be also utilized when it comes to choosing the colors that you're going to use as your palette for your business. And the font that's included in your logo needs to be readable and professional, and it should also have a scalability factor to it, that you can ultimately make sure that if you're using it on your website, if you're using it on documents, if you're using it on your materials, if you're using it on a brochure, that you have the ability to adjust it and that you have the ability for it to be professionally looking. So yes, number 1 on this list is a logo. It is absolutely critical, and it is truly a part of an essential marketing toolkit. And now, before we get into asset number 2, which is not something that most people think about, I want you to know, again, this is not an exhaustive list today, but I do have my essential marketing toolkit checklist that includes all of the ones, especially the ones that you're not thinking of, on it. So make sure that you take a look and grab it. The link will be in the description below, but you can also go to CherylCperez.com/marketing assets checklist and grab a free one just for you. And while you are down there in the description, please make sure that you like this video, that you subscribe if you're not already a CPTVer, and that you share this video, because this is some golden nuggets into what you need to make sure you have in your marketing toolkit as you begin your entrepreneurial journey. All right, asset number 2 is one that is oftentimes not thought of and considered, but it is one that you will be asked for repeatedly, especially as a consultant growing a business, and that is a professional bio. Yes, my love. Your professional bio is a chance to tell your story and build your credibility, and people are going to ask for it over and over and over again. It kind of becomes the resume when you are self-employed. You know, because you have your own business, you may not be necessarily looking for other jobs. I mean, obviously, you're not looking for a job. And so that's typically what your resume is used for. But when you are a small business owner, your professional bio will be used over and over and over again. Now, I have 2 versions of a bio. I've got a long bio, which really goes into depth into my educational background, into awards and things like that. And then I have a short bio that's used when I am in public speaking in arrangements, or when someone is doing an interview and they ultimately want a short bio. It's kind of a bridge version of the longer one. And it really does designed to highlight your expertise. So there is a method to a madness when it comes to putting together a professional bio, but I can tell you, putting together my bio was one of the hardest things for me to do. And even though I have to tweak it every single year, so it's always something that's ever changing, but it will ultimately share your qualifications, it will share your experiences, and it should also kind of share what drives your passion for your business and pretty much highlight your why. That bio is going to be critical in using that UVP, that unique value proposition. And it should also include that elevator pitch, that 60-second commercial that we talked about a few weeks ago here on CPTV. And it's going to have multiple uses. So my bio, a different version of it, is on my website. You are going to need that as well. On your about page is pretty much your bio. It's also included in my press kits, in my speaker kits, on my social media profiles. When someone asks for it, a client, I always oftentimes send it over, especially when you are starting a consulting business. The bio is going to be critical, and it should be a basic part of your marketing assets toolkit. So oftentimes it's overlooked, and then all of a sudden you get asked for it, and you're like, oh my God, like, what is it and what am I to do? So I would definitely tell you to make it, and it's up there with your logo. So definitely put it together. And one of the best tools that I've been using in the more recent months, actually the last couple of years, to help craft my bio is AI. AI, specifically ChatGPT, has been amazing. Chat and I have a great relationship, has been amazing in creating that professional bio. So I feed it information, details. You can even take your resume and plop it in there and ask Chat to begin to help you formulate what that professional bio is. You can include things about what your business is, your UVP, and Chat will actually give you a really good one to kind of get you started to generate those ideas. So that's kind of a bonus CP impact tip, to use ChatGPT to help you put it together. Back in the day, I didn't have a Chat to help me, but Chat has been absolutely amazing in helping me tweak. So make sure that asset number 2 is a part of your marketing toolkit, because you are going to need it over and over and over again as you pursue your entrepreneurial journey. Now, asset number 3 is also one that I think does come to mind for most startup entrepreneurs, but I have to mention it because it really is important, especially for those who are beginning those consulting journeys. A lot of your marketing efforts are going to be in offline resources and tools. And one of the biggest offline mechanisms and strategies that you're going to use from a marketing perspective as a consultant is going to be networking events. And so that means that you need asset number 3, which is business cards. Now, I am a proponent of an electronic business card, and I no longer spend thousands of dollars a year on printing physical business cards. I used to. It was a huge budget item, and then even as I grew my team, I had to get business cards for all of them as well, which really did take it to another level from an operational expense perspective. So that's a part of the reason why I switched to electronic business cards, and I love it. And not only do other people get it and they're like totally impressed, it's a great conversation starter starter and usually leads people right into becoming a part of the CP family because they're like, I need more insights like this. You guys have seen, I've done a whole nother video on my favorite electronic business card, which is Popple. And one of the reasons why I love Popple is because a little itty bitty business card that ultimately becomes a toothpick. Okay, let's just keep it real. You guys have used it, I know, and people are paying for them, but you know, it is what it is it allows you to put a lot more information in that little itty bitty square. So if you've got paper business cards, you know, it's okay to have those. I might say, yeah, you're a little old school and you need you to really evaluate whether or not people are going to use it. And if you think, well, you know, CP's right because, you know, from experience, I'm telling you, I'm right. Go ahead and get you an electronic business card. You can put tons of information, including that short bio in there. You can put all of your social media handles. You can put your contact information, but most importantly, you can create an automated follow-up sequence that allows you to do that most important step when you're networking, which is follow up with the contacts that you've made. No matter what type of business cards you ultimately choose to do, whether it's the old school paper one or the new school electronic one, it is a basic staple in your marketing essentials toolkit. So I put this on the list because you have to have them, especially when you're getting started as a consultant. It is a way to make connections and it really does drive that offline marketing strategy. Consultant, coach, service provider, you're going to need it. So make sure that you include that in your list of marketing must-haves. Now, asset number 4 that also may not necessarily come up in your thought process around what you've got to get together from a marketing toolkit perspective are a few things that are going to be listed on your website. I call these website essentials. Now, website essentials is made up of multiple marketing must-haves. You're going to have to make sure that you've got a privacy policy and statement. You're going to make sure that you have a cookie statement for your website. You're going to also make sure that you've got that unique value proposition, which should go on that first page and that home page of your website. The website is oftentimes the first point of contact, especially in today's day and age. So potential customers are going to go there first. They're going to look you up first. They're going to determine if you're legit first by going to that website. So it is crucial that you get it right. Navigation, branding, all of those things, because your website is an essential tool. But some of the things that most people forget about making a part of their basic is the terms and conditions of working with you, your privacy policy, your cookie statements. All of those things are going to be critical when it comes to creating those marketing must-haves. So take the time in the very beginning to map those out, to create those things. Also call to actions that are kind of branded for you, like let's get to work and hey, my love. Those are like CP ones. You're going to want to have those as well. So take the time to get them together because this is definitely not one that comes to mind for most people, but it is a basic part of that ready to go marketing toolkit that you're going to need. And so take the time in the beginning to go ahead and get that done. Now, another asset that I think is really important that most folks don't think about when they're putting together their toolkit. And when I say that, I mean, I know that you're thinking brochures, or you might be thinking folders, or you might be thinking some of those like print documents. But asset number 5 is also critical. And so I wanted to bring it up for you because you may not even be thinking about it, and it surely may not be on your list. And that is your email signature. Yes, oftentimes you don't even think about your email signature until you are sending an email. And the email signature is also a critical marketing tool. Email is going to be one of the #1 forms of communication that you are going to have with your potential clients and with your existing clients. And what you put in that email signature is very, very important. So don't overlook it. It is very powerful. And it is designed to reinforce your brand identity and to provide essential contact information. It's almost like your business card, but in an electronic format. One of the things that I include in my email signature is my QR code for my electronic business card so that people can go ahead and scan it and add me directly to their cell phones. Consistency is going to be key in the email signature. And so you're going to want to design what's included in your email signature based upon where you want people to go and check you out. Things like your website. For me, it includes my YouTube channel. It includes CPTV because I want people to be able to go there and get a sense of what I do and who I am. Your email signature should match your overall branding significantly. And it should also include your logo. And once you design the email signature, as you continue to build your business and grow your team's email signature should match what yours is so that it's consistent across the board. It should also include things like links to your social media so that people can connect with you that way as well and check you out. So include your website, include your social media to encourage further engagement, include a podcast if that's what you have, include the latest blog that you have, or maybe your most popular blog. So use that email signature to drive engagement with those that you are emailing, but it is absolutely critical to have in that marketing essentials toolkit. And it's definitely not one that I thought of initially, but it is one that I teach all of my students and all of my coachees to make sure they're putting together when we're going through their ready to go marketing assets toolkit. And it is also included in that checklist that I mentioned that you should grab. So make sure at this link that you go get it, because it is going to include a lot of stuff that we're not talking about today. I wanted to bring up some out of the box ones, but the email signature, y'all, make sure you get it together, map it out, plan it out, make it happen, because you need it. Yes, you do. So let's recap these 5 essential ones that I mentioned to you. Again, there are a lot more that you need. Grab the marketing checklist, the essential marketing tools checklist that I mentioned. It's going to give you a whole slew more. But we talked about the logo. Make sure you've got that. You also definitely need a professional bio as a part of your toolkit. An electronic business card is my preference, but any business card is absolutely critical. You also need your website essentials like your privacy policy, your terms and conditions, your cookie statement. All of those things need to be included in what you're putting together, as well as your email signature. These are some out of the box ones that you may not have been thinking about, but that are and should be included in that toolkit. And if you liked today's video, please make sure that you give me a like or subscribe. Hope you got a lot of value. I am so excited to be back with you guys. And until next time, my loves, I'll see you soon. All right, bye-bye. Mwah!